Hey there, horror movie tea sippers.
The following podcast episode will contain spoilers for the movie we are about to review. If you have not seen the movie and do not wish to have anything ruined prematurely, please do not continue to watch or listen until you have seen the movie.
And welcome to the Horror Movie Tea Podcast. Today, we are covering Nosferatu, the one that came out in 2024. 2024? Yes, 2024. But before we go into the review, let's grab our cups and talk about tea. And I am wearing the I'm a Woman of Convenience shirt, which is on our Teespring, and an inside joke. And for everyone listening to like all of our episodes back to back, I'm sorry for all this repeated information. We wear the same clothes when it's recording day. We don't change. Okay, anyway.
We are both women of convenience and we don't do wardrobe changes for every episode.
Unless if it's Halloween.
Yeah, that's
for some of us. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I'll change, but anyway. So, I am drinking the Brutality's Waking the Lavender tea. It has black tea, lavender, orange, blue cornflowers, raspberry leaves, blueberries, natural bergamot, vanilla, blueberry, and cream flavors.
And I am drinking Republic of Tea's Thinking of You. And it's further over. There we go. It has peppermint, organic chamomile, organic orange peel, natural creamy French vanilla flavor, and organic wintergreen flavor.
And thank you to the Republic of Tea for allowing us to continue to do what we love. And for our tea sippers out there, brew yourself a cup of tea, sit back, relax, and we hope you enjoy the review.
And this was a request.
Yes. Yeah. So we're calling you out, V, because you had mentioned multiple months ago, I think it was like right when Nosferatu came out.
Probably.
He was like, you're going to do this as a review? And we're like, yeah, eventually. And so we're calling you out as requesting it. So congratulations.
Congratulations. Eventually is here.
Eventually has come. But for the summary, it's Nosferatu. It's Dracula. If you know the story, you know the story. Where, like, a lawyer...
If you don't, where have you been?
I mean, it's okay to be sheltered. I was sheltered. But so
To have not heard of the story of Dracula...
Yeah.
It's been done to death. No pun intended. Over and over and over. In various ways.
Be kind. Not everybody is, like, in the horror, like... Anyways. So, it's about a lawyer that goes over, to Count Orlok and to help him move. And, well, things don't go according to plan, so...
Oh, they go according to someone's plan.
Yeah, to Count Orlok's.
Up until the end.
Yes. Up until the end. Mm-hmm. So for entertainment, well, first, I feel like, content warning, this movie's gross. Not as gross as Operation Undead, but it's gross, because they took Count Orlok, who they already made more of a monster than Dracula himself. Like, Dracula, they very much made, like, suave, like, can seduce... his victims, while Count Orlok still seduces, but is scary and much more, like, monster-like, and more, like, still predatory, but, like, it's just a little bit different. And then they took the old Orlok and was like, let's make him more, like, look more corpsey. And, yeah. But, and then also, this movie... You have to put yourself in the mindset that, the original was like a silent film. Mm-hmm. And so they used, old theater techniques, which is very melodramatic. And this movie, I feel like, took a lot of inspiration from that and also made it super melodramatic, almost in some scenes, like dark humor with how like some of the characters were reacting, and also very, very gothic. So so definitely this is not going to be everyone's cup of tea. But I will say that putting my mind in that mindset really did help me, like, be able to, like, immerse myself in the film. So I give it a 7.5. Like, is it going to be a go-to horror movie for me? No. But I will say, if I'm going to watch Nosferatu or just a Dracula story in general, I will go to this film. Like, I feel like it's pretty solid. They did make some changes to that. Well, they made the film a lot longer. But they also made some changes in the film. Aside from Orlok's like design, they also made the wife of the lawyer like a lot more involved. So they made some changes, which and I will say, like, the first half of the movie is almost the exact same, like, very similar to the original Nosferatu. And it's really the second half that they kind of deviate a bit more and get a little bit more, like, artistic and change the story a little bit. But it's still, like, very loyal to, you know, the original movie. But, yeah, I just... This is very much, like, it's an artsy film, but still, like, has a cohesive story. And it's very melodramatic, very gothic. It's a whole mood. It's a whole mood. And so, you know, while, like I said, I'm not going to go to this movie all the time, if I'm going to see a Dracula movie... This one, I mean, I feel like this one and the actual Dracula movie that we reviewed with V, where Keanu Reeves was the lawyer.
Dracula 2000.
What is it? Dracula 2000?
I think so.
I feel like these two kind of top the rank for me for like a Dracula like type story. It's like which one do you are in the mood? Because it's like. They're both, I feel like the other one, the Dracula one, is like a little bit more silly than melodramatic.
A little.
But this one beats you over the head with melodramatic, especially with like the wife where she's like she's just having experiences, and it's just it's just wow. It's wow.
That is one way to put it.
Yeah,
She's having experience.
She's having experiences. I will say there were a couple of moments that I felt a little uncomfortable, or a lot uncomfortable. But no, like this movie is a mood that not everyone will enjoy, but. I think it's worth at least one watch, especially if you've seen the original Nosferatu. If you then watch this movie, you will see that they just took the original and, like, ran with it. And it was also really interesting, you know, seeing how, you know, them speaking the lines instead of having to read the lines at the bottom, like, how that also changed the feel of the movie. But no, I think they did a great job, a great interpretation. I understand why they made him corpsey. I didn't appreciate them making it corpsey, especially during some scenes.
Particularly the last ones?
Yeah, but, you know.
It was yucky.
And I will say that, I'm shit at remembering names, but the guy that did Pennywise Skarsgård,
Bill?
Huh?
I think it's Bill.
Bill Skarsgård, yeah, that sounds right. Mm-hmm. He did a great job as Count Orlok.
He did.
And I will say, fun fact, he actually got opera singing coaching and throat singing coaching to be able to throw his voice. And I think, like, if I didn't know that was Bill Skarsgård, I would have no idea that that was him. Like, between the makeup and his voice.
I honestly didn't know that was him.
Yeah, he did an excellent job.
He did.
And, I mean, he also was great at sounding like he was trying to almost appear human, or trying to come off as human, but at the same time, he also came off as, like, very dangerous.
Mm-hmm. There's something wrong with this dude.
Yeah. And so I feel like they did a great job. Mm-hmm. I also did not appreciate when they opened up his coffin and it showed freaking maggots on him. I did not appreciate that at all.
Or his dangly bits when he stood up after.
I was laughing like they did that. They made a decision and they went with
like,
it.
That was a choice. That was a choice.
Yeah, it's like
Apparently
it's like
to sleep in the nude in the coffin.
Yeah, it's like
that was a choice.
You know, it's like this like Nosferatu in general is such a weird concept because it's like they keep the seduction that like vampires have, but they like make it a lot more monstrous. And so it's like you have the like sexual weird tension, but then it's this really gross thing and you're like, I'm confused. It's like new kink unlocked. Maybe, or are we horrified? I don't know which. It's like
I have concerns. Not all of us experience that.
No.
This was not my experience.
Leave your thoughts in the comments. But no, it's like, it's like, but I think that it's effective with it doing that and creating that confusion. It makes it effective of like how powerful he is, where it's like, oh, he's able to, you know, woo this young maiden and like make him like under her, well, not woo, but you know what I mean, like bring her under his power.
I feel like a lot of it was some kind of mind control and influence.
Oh yeah, but it's like it just shows how powerful he is.
He rolled a 1 on looks. Makeup department did a fabulous job.
But yeah. This movie, it's a movie, and it's got a mood, and it's got a tone, and that's all I'm gonna say, because it's just an experience. Whether or not it's a good experience, it depends on who's watching. For me, I have to be in the mood, so I'll just keep it at that.
I give this one a 7 overall for entertainment. It did get better after a couple of watches. I was honestly frustrated after a first watch because it felt for the most part like a carbon copy of the original. Just instead of having to read the different dialogue things, we actually got to hear it. Watching it a second time for the podcast, it, again, did get better. I definitely appreciated it more. That being said, I feel like this is basically just like an updated version of the same story. There was very little changes, I feel like, between the original and this one. Any significant change, anyway.
Yeah.
Like, there are obviously a ton of minor changes here and there.
The casting was really strong.
The casting was great. Everyone did a very good job in their roles. No complaints there, really. But, I mean, it's a Nosferatu movie.
You know what you're going to get.
I honestly don't have much to say about it because, I mean, we've already done a review of the original, and this is just an updated version of that, essentially. So...
Yeah, it's like I definitely feel like okay, what do you feel? Do you feel like if someone wants to watch Nosferatu, should they watch the original? Should they watch this, or should they watch both?
I'd say this one. If nothing else, just for ease of viewing. It's got way better cinematography, obviously. You can hear the words instead of having to only read all of them. And the acting is solid. So, and it's, again, with some changes to it, but not anything super huge. It's the same storyline. So, honestly, I would say you could go ahead and do this one instead.
See, like, and maybe it's because I'm a sucker for, like, I feel like there's nothing that can quite mimic the experience of watching an older film with no dialogue. I feel like you should watch both.
I mean, it would be preferred to watch
But if
both,
you had to choose, I feel like the newer one definitely captures the feel of the original really well.
It captures the spirit.
Yeah.
For sure. It was done very tastefully, mostly. Softcore scene aside, which I was not quite expecting. But, couple minor jump scares, but I feel like those felt warranted. Like, it wasn't excessive.
Yeah.
Or anything. It felt needed almost in those scenes.
Yeah. And honestly, I didn't actually jump or get scared. I was just like, oh.
Yeah, it was a mild startle during the softcore scene. and the one where he grabbed the pick at the castle, when he was in his coffin.
Yeah.
And Thomas or lawyer guy went to stake him with the iron pick. That one, again, felt warranted. And it was, again, a minor startle. And it made sense. So, I feel like I was a bit more startled by the dangly bits. Unexpectedly. Okay. That was a choice.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a choice that didn't need to be made. But that's a choice, and it's a thing that happened. So
it is a thing that happened.
It was a scene that happened. So, I was kind of surprised that they edited out the female vampires that were in the original castle.
But if I remember
because they were the ones that kept him there longer before he escaped.
But if I recall right, I mean, I remember that was definitely in Dracula, but in actual Nosferatu, I don't think there were female vampires.
I thought it was. Maybe I'm getting them mixed up, but I thought they were. I don't know. Anyway, it was good. It was decent. I was only slightly annoyed that I was expecting something different. I was expecting a bit more newness, a bit more added to it, and I feel like we didn't really get that, and that was my frustration with the initial viewing. And that's why I said it got better. And I appreciated it more with more watches. I was just...
Since it's the first Nosferatu remake, I was okay with them being more loyal. Because they're essentially them taking the original and being like, we're just going to update it. Now, if there's another Nosferatu movie, I feel like they definitely need to do something different.
Yeah.
But...
a bit more depth to it. And a bit more hardcore into the lore. Because it was just little...
I mean, I feel like the depth
I feel like the lore
a lot
was
more there
just
than it was with the original.
Mildly sprinkled in. The lore was mildly sprinkled in. And mostly given by the Van Helsing character. I forget his actual name in this movie. But he was Van Helsing.
Yeah. But...
yeah. Also didn't appreciate the deaths of the little girls. Or the pregnant wife. But expected, and similar thing happened in the original, so, whatever.
So, realism. I give it a 1.5. They did a good job in making Orlok look super gross.
They did. That they did. The special effects department was...
They were having a good
They needed
time
a
in
raise.
that movie. Yeah.
They need a raise. They did a very, very good job.
And they were very detailed.
Very detailed.
Thought of
very
all
well
of
It was icky. They did a good job.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say with realism, because it's freaking vampires, and I feel like, Nosferatu is just so deep in like the lore and mythos that it's not meant to be realistic at all. It's just meant to expand on the fear. Now, okay, the setup of the movie as far as like a lawyer and then going to like, if I was a vampire, a count vampire, I would probably do something very similar, but I think it's a good idea. I think he made a solid choice there. But
getting the heck out of Dodge where people actually knew kind of what he was and to avoid him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fair. Got to go to better hunting grounds.
So, but that's all I got.
So surprisingly, I actually give it a 3.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. What lore they did give us, they stuck to. They didn't really explain, and again, they changed his name in this movie as well, but he's the Renfield character. The boss guy that went nuts and was eating animals. They didn't really explain him, but they kind of kept true to the original storyline with that character. Of course, a woman is having issues in episodes of some kind, and they assume that she's just in her melancholy and is being dramatic and upset and hysterical and all, and tie her to a bed so she doesn't ruin their night's sleep with sleepwalking or yelling or anything, and drug her to keep her sedated and calm and everything, so she's less of a nuisance instead of actually trying to figure out what the heck is going on and dismissing her when she's trying to tell them, no, something else is happening. Mm-hmm. We are in danger. Something is wrong. Also, my husband hasn't contacted me when he swore to me that he would write me every day. We've got nothing since he left. There is something wrong. Nah. Dismiss her outright.
I feel like that
happens
like
all the time.
Yeah, it's like I feel like that's a horror in and of itself. Especially for women of that time.
It is.
I mean, we still have that to a degree nowadays, but it's like, especially at that time where it's like, oh, if a woman is frantic or emotional or whatever, even if what she's saying is valid, is like she would get dismissed. Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's just a horror all on its own.
Yeah. Yep. I appreciate how Van Helsing character dude, who I can't see him as anything other than Green Goblin. He played that too well. But still, he realized that her episodes are her connection opening up with Orlok. And it's more of she is supernaturally gifted, like she could have been in another place or time like a priestess. So she's potentially psychic-esque. And when she was younger, because they told us in the movie that she had episodes similar to this when she was younger, like a kid. And so she was reaching out psychically, like wanting comfort, wanting some kind of answers and community and all.
Yeah.
And she encountered this dark entity that took advantage and had a connection with her. And it stopped when she met Thomas. So it just... The issue I have is, like, why now? It just seemed kind of random, especially when she said it stopped when I met you.
Yeah. Like, on the one hand, I feel like it makes, like, the story, to a degree, a little bit stronger. But at the same time, yeah, they don't really explain when his boss started. Like, makes sense if his boss was new, just started, and then he's like, here's this new assignment, then that would make sense.
I've been talking with this guy. He contacted me, but, like, how did he know? How did Orlok know? Because he seemed to have, quote-unquote, kind of set everything up.
Yeah.
Like, it was all according to his plan.
Well, according to Keikaku.
How did he know where the dude worked to try to get him specifically out of the way? Like, how did he know that they got married? And that he was like, oh, crap, well, gotta get you.
Yeah, that mental connection.
Yeah, like, how did he know what he needed to know? I don't know.
He magic. He powerful.
And apparently it works over ridiculously long distances. Because he was in a different country altogether. So, okay. This is fine. They also didn't really explain, like, the wolves that are kind of like hellhounds, but kind of like the guardians, or... They didn't really explain that very well in this one, and they were nowhere to be found. I guess he just decided not to bring his pets with him when he moved.
I don't know.
Okay. I don't know. And the whole thing with the ship and all, just, like, there was no crew to bring it in, but apparently it docked just fine. And they were just baffled because there was no crew, but a whole bunch of rats, which seemed like an unseemly number of rats.
Oh, yeah.
On the ship. Like, way more than there should have been. I can understand them saying, like, plague and all, but I feel like that was a little too many rats on that one ship. But okay.
It's like, I think you have too many rats. Shut
Sure.
up.
They also didn't explain. They're like, he has to sleep in that burial ground, like, in that earth every night or every day. And then they never explained that he actually did have dirt brought with him ever. Never mentioned it. Just a coffin.
Yeah.
So.
Like, you know, I would say if you're not a fan of, like, the original Dracula or the original Nosferatu, then, yeah, you probably won't enjoy this film. But if
it's a very particular kind of movie.
Yes, if you like the melodrama, if you like, you know, the old vampire lore and mood and stuff like that, then you will probably enjoy this movie.
And that death scene was icky.
It was icky. Yeah, this movie's gross. Not as gross as some other movies we've seen.
We
but
have
it's pretty
seen
gross.
worse. We have seen worse.
But no, I was uncomfortable multiple times in the movie for different reasons. Either because it was icky, either because there was
dangly bits.
Or there was, like, weird moaning, and you're just like, what do I do with this information?
So it's going to be that kind of episode.
So, yeah.
That she's having tonight.
Yeah. So.
Alrighty then. Maybe they should just mind the business.
thank you for joining us today. And let us know what you thought of the movie. If you'd like to recommend a movie, game, or tea, you can leave us a comment or join our Discord. And if you'd like to keep up to date with our content, you can find our link tree listed below.
And if you'd like to support us monetarily, we have a Teespring and PayPal, or we have our affiliate link with Republic of Tea available. It does not affect the price of the tea. It just allows us to continue to do what we love. And you can find all of those sites mentioned linked below. But until the next time, guys, stay safe and stay spoopy.
Bye!